whether it's in-state, out-of-state, out-of-country. We're going to pursue you till we locate you.
Guess what? The murder suspect they were looking for was in the Wayne County morgue for 2 months. So it's a fair question to ask, how does that happen? Well, in part because the medical examiner's office didn't check the fingerprints of the body.
And the medical examiner's office stands by that decision despite an accused murderer being found there while police searched for that suspect. Let's bring in local 4 defender Karen Drew with the exclusive. Karen. Well, Devin and Kim, the office telling me that's not their responsibility. It is the job of the police. Meantime, other experts are weighing in, saying, hold on, it is the job of the medical examiner to ID bodies. And a big mistake was made. Let me show you what happened. The story starts August 13th in Farmington Hills with a loud noise at the door of a Concord Lane home.
About 4:30 this morning, I heard a big bang. I yelled out his name. Well, I reached out for him. He wasn't there. So I yelled out his name. And that's when he said to call the police that someone has just shot him.
Veronica Flowers described what happened to her fiancé, DeJuan White.
And I see my front door shattered. And I see him laying on the floor.
As police started their investigation, they believe the killer shot his girlfriend in Detroit, then came to Farmington Hills to shoot and kill White. The search was on for 43-year-old Kevin Curtis Moore.
You could come in and surrender, or we're going to have to find you.
Sources telling me countless man-hours and taxpayers' money were spent searching for Moore. The defenders learned U.S. Marshals searched in Michigan and traveled to Kentucky and Mississippi, trying to track down the accused killer. It was strange. It was like Kevin Moore had just disappeared. Little did anyone know Moore's body was sitting inside the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office, brought there hours after the murder of DeJuan White. His body recovered from the Detroit River in an apparent suicide. Why didn't anyone know the accused killer's body was in the morgue? Moore was a felon with a record. Fingerprints would have shown who he was. In a statement from Michigan Medicine, who gets paid $31 million to run the morgue, a spokesperson said, Wayne County morgue employees do not do fingerprinting, which is handled by law enforcement experts with access to the databases needed for fingerprint identification. Isn't it common sense if you can't ID the body, run the prints?
Common sense is not such a common commodity, and that's the troubling thing.
That's Dr. Dragovic, the chief medical examiner in Oakland County.
It is the duty of the medical examiner to positively identify any victim that comes under medical examiner's jurisdiction.
The doctor says while it's not specified, if you can't ID the body, prints should be run.
It is implied the due diligence.
If this body was missed, are there others? Who else could be in the Wayne County morgue? Leaves you wondering. And I can tell you, some of my police sources have told me they're actually considering going to the Wayne County morgue to look for bodies for some of their unsolved cases. So this just is not ending.
We think about morgues from TV shows. Most bodies don't go to the morgue, so it might be a good idea to talk about the ones that do.
Yeah, because a lot of viewers are asking, who does this affect? And it really does affect a variety of people. There's a variety of reasons why a body would be at the morgue. Now, we reported on some overdose cases, but those are just a few. There's also cases of a suspicious death, a sudden death, traffic-related deaths, unwitnessed deaths, and of course, deaths of children. So the way the morgue is operated truly affects a variety of families throughout Wayne County. So we all should really care about this.
As you have heard over and over again from so many callers. Yeah. All right, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Look, less than 20 of these candles per day.
Good morning, these YouTube streets. How are you today? What are you doing up? You should be sleeping. It is, you should be sleeping. It's 11:10 p.m. How are you today? Or this night, I should say, for you. So, good sleep, hon? Yes, I did have a good sleep. And what about you? Did you get any rest? Or shouldn't you already be getting rest? I just saw this and I decided to share it. It's about mistakes, the cops made or should I say the morgue maid, I guess, because this guy, they're looking for him. He did some bad things to people, and next thing you know, he's in the morgue. He's already committed suicide, but they never caught it. So they've been looking for someone that's already been dead. So I decided to share that. It's crazy. That's why I put what the F at the beginning, because what's going on for real? Like, how? So now they're going to start checking the morgue for bodies that possibly might be the murderers, um, to see if they're actually looking for somebody that's already dead. So this is what they're going to do now. I come in, excuse me, I come in and peeked in on you. LOL. I should been doing housework. I heard about this one couple days while driving. LOL. Oh, so you heard about this? See, it's crazy. So you already know about it. How many other people don't know about it? So yeah, I just decided to share this and do like a short live. It's been a minute since I've come on, but yeah, they do need to probably check the morgue because they might have loads of people that they're looking for that are already passed and gone. It's too early in the morning to show my face, so that's why I went ahead and I did the little meditation ball at the same time as talking to you guys. Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. It's not going to be a long live. I just wanted to put out some information out there that some of the people in the morgue are making mistakes. Bodies are, need to be checked. They need to check the bodies thoroughly so they can see, if they're missing any of these people that they're looking for and that they're already gone, long gone. Like this guy, he gets I don't know if this is whoever's in here that's listening to me at this time. Oh, it's you still? Okay, the other person must have hopped off. Um, yeah, they're looking for him, then found him in the morgue after he was accused of an offense. I'm sorry. I'm barely waking up here, and I'm looking at this sideways. And when he was deceased already, so they're saying that he had already committed suicide because he had a felony. So he did what he did, and then he ended up committing suicide, and they put him in the morgue, but they never ID'd him as the person of interest or a person that they were looking for. I could play it again. So that way, if anybody missed anything, I could play it again. Like I said, I'm not gonna be here long. I just wanted to do a quick live, very quick live, probably one of the quickest lives. Let's see. So apparently, I have to look for it. So it's a manhunt for accused murderer. That's what it's about. Yeah, they were looking for him. Then they found him in the morgue after he was accused of an offense when he was deceased already. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. And the problem is they don't fingerprint the deceased, or they would found, yeah, they would have known exactly. So, how many other people? How many countless of other people have they done this to? Like they could have been, who knows? There could have been big cases that could have been solved by them checking their fingerprints instead of just putting them in the morgue and laying there as John Doe's. And that's probably what they put them under, John Doe. That's crazy. That's really, really crazy out there. But they need to do their due diligence so they can, you know, so they can find these people that are supposedly missing or people of let's see, the man hours saved could have helped living people in, yes, exactly, could have, you are correct, it could have. So just in case anybody missed it, listen to what I'm saying.
The Wayne County morgue for 2 months. So it's a fair question to ask, how does that happen? Well, in part because the medical examiner's office didn't check the fingerprints of the body.
And the medical examiner's office stands by that decision despite an accused murderer being found there while police searched for that suspect. Let's bring in local 4 defender Karen Drew with the exclusive. Karen. Well, Devin and Kim, the office telling me that's not their responsibility. It is the job of the police.
Yeah,
Meantime,
it is
other experts are weighing
definitely
in
effed
saying,
up.
hold on, it is the job of the medical examiner to ID bodies. And a big mistake was made. Let me show you what happened. The story starts August 13th in Farmington Hills with a loud noise at the door of a Concord Lane home.
About 4:30 this morning, I heard a big bang. I yelled out his name. Well, I reached out for him. He wasn't there, so I yelled out his name, and that's when he said to call the police that someone has just shot him.
Veronica Flowers described what happened to her fiance, DeJuan White.
And I see my front door shattered, and I see him laying on the floor.
As police started their investigation, they believe the killer shot his girlfriend in Detroit, then came to Farmington Hills to shoot and kill White. The search was on for 43-year-old Kevin Curtis Moore.
You could come in and surrender, or we're going to have to find you.
Sources telling me countless man hours and taxpayers' money were spent searching for Moore. The defenders learned U.S. Marshals searched in Michigan and traveled to Kentucky and Mississippi, trying to track down the accused killer. It was strange. It was like Kevin Moore had just disappeared. Little did anyone know Moore's body was sitting inside the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office, brought there hours after the murder of DeJuan White. His body recovered from the Detroit River in an apparent suicide. Why didn't anyone know the accused killer's body was in the morgue? Moore was a felon with a record. Fingerprints would have shown who he was. In a statement from Michigan Medicine, who gets paid $31 million to run the morgue, a spokesperson said, Wayne County morgue employees do not do fingerprinting, which is handled by law enforcement experts with access to the databases needed for fingerprint identification. Isn't it common sense?
So if they would have checked his fingerprints, because he does have a felony, they could have checked his fingerprints and they would have known that he was the one that they were looking for, instead of wasting all those hours, like you said, on someone who's already deceased, instead of helping someone who's either alive that needs help or someone else that needs to be brought to justice. So this guy was in the morgue hours after he did what he did, and they never checked his fingerprints, obviously, or else they would have found out that this guy was deceased after he did his dirty deeds. He went and committed suicide like a chicken. You know, that's what chickens do. They go and kill people, and then they go kill themselves. And this is what they do. So that's what they mean by he committed suicide, is that he took his life after taking others' lives. I mean, he didn't want to go to jail. He should have just left it alone. Like, why do you go and you murder people and then decide to go murder yourself or, kill yourself? So basically, I think that people need to just stop. Oh hell yeah, he's bellied chicken. Yeah, definitely, he's a chicken. Instead of, like, if you're gonna do something to somebody, just go do what you're gonna do to yourself, because that's what you're gonna do anyway. You don't want to go to jail. That this is what you're gonna do anyway. Why not? Why not just do what you have to do and leave whoever else on this earth that wants to be alive? And I mean, like, for what reason? What reason other than that this person didn't want this person to be alive, and then they go and do something to themselves? Well, that doesn't make sense to me. I really don't get why people do that. I mean, I'm sure I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I get that they don't want to go to jail for what they've done. But at the same time, that's what happens when you hurt someone, when you kill someone, when you do something to someone, that you're illegally doing things to someone. So yeah, you're going to go to jail. You're going to go do some time. What reason do you have to go and murder someone and then expect not to have time for it, or get time for it, or on the death penalty, depending on what it is? So that's how I feel about that. I don't get it. So that's what they need to do. They need to start checking on these bodies that they get in the morgue, their fingerprints, whatever it is that they need to check. Like, if they're missing, I don't know, can they check their toe prints if they don't have fingerprints? Because some people can remove their fingerprints by burning them off. I believe, from my understanding, they can burn off fingerprints. If you know anything about that, drop it in the in the um in the comments later, if not here. Let's see. It's the most ridiculous nonsensical thing ever. Or was it remorse that made him off himself? I think it's being a chicken. Because that's what a lot of them do. Like, they go and like, look at the ones that are actually going out, and they go to someone's job, or they go to their own job that they just lost, and then they go after the people, and they just like start shooting people, and then they go and they commit suicide. So you're not happy. You want to take people with you, but then you take yourself at the end. So why not take yourself and then leave everybody else alone? I mean, you're going to go to hell regardless if you hurt people and then off yourself, or if you just off yourself, you're still going to go to hell, because that's not something you're supposed to be doing. That's against the Bible rules, against Jesus and God's rules. So yeah, however you guys want to put it. But anyway, so this is what he did. And they didn't know. And they wasted a lot of hours. Not only did they just go to that where they found the where the case was, where the situation was, where the crime happened, they literally went to a whole nother state looking for this man. wasted hours. I think it was like 3 different states. Wasted hours on someone that's already passed in the morgue. And he has a felony. That means they have his fingerprints. If they would have just checked his fingerprints at that morgue, they would have known there's no need to look for anyone because look for him because there he is. He's passed. He's already took care of it. He's, committed suicide. So that's that. Thank you for totally agreeing with me, YouTube. Appreciate you coming in here. Let's see how many minutes that's been. 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna jump off here. I just wanted to come and talk about this. This just popped in my lap, and I just had to say it while it was fresh on my mind. So, thank you for coming, YouTube. I appreciate you, boo boo, and whoever else that watches this. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. This world gets sicker and sicker every day. Yes, it does. Sicker and sicker every day. No doubt. YouTube, go get you some rest. I'll see you later. Bye.